Well, carrying on with our Hallyu special on this Monday, we have our special guest joining us in the studio. The wave of Korean pop culture, or Hallyu, continues to sweep across the globe, and it started off closer home in Southeast Asia and then the Middle East and now in Europe.
And most recently, 55 fans of K-pop from France visited Korea to meet their favorite stars. They're from the Korean Connection, a French organization enamored with Korean culture.
Right, so today we have Caroline Boullay and Frederique Desseigne joining us in the studio today. They're K-pop fans from France who are here to live their dreams.
Well, thanks for coming in.
Bonjour. 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 All right, Caroline and Frederique, would you like to tell us what brings you to Korea? Tell us.
Well, I just fell in love with Korea a few years ago, and I was asked to help for the organization of this trip with a group of 56 people, and most of them are quite attracted by K-pop and the Hallyu wave, but more for us it's just to show other aspects of the culture of Korea, and I'm just helping.
What brought you over here?
As for myself, I am a manga cartoonist, so I have a project writing about a K-pop story actually taking place in Korea, Seoul. So I needed material for my work, and I found out the Korean Connection on the internet and this trip, so it was just the perfect timing for me to come here with this group and have the inside look of the K-pop business.
That's very interesting. What inspired you to, I guess, create a story or manga on Korea?
Actually, I wanted to write a story about a band that you would follow them from the rising to the fame. And I discovered the K-pop world a long time ago, but the new style of K-pop with the training programs and all the good skills of the performers was quite recent for me to knowledge, and I thought that was really interesting for a story, actually.
So tell us a little bit more about this organization. I understand that it's relatively new and it was started by a Korean adoptee to just really get to know a little bit more about Korean culture, but then it just grew?
Yes, more and more people are interested by this Korea, and so the group started 3 years ago. It was some few people who were having some lessons of Korean at the Korean Cultural Center in Paris, and just decided to start to create some events to make a sort of space for people to be able to meet people who are interested in Korea. And more people came to know about this association. And since last April, it's really something quite huge. And so we are doing a lot of events, like going to some Korean restaurants in Paris and going to Norebang. And we're going to see some movies, some Korean movies, because we have the possibility to do that. And so we have a great time, and we are exchanging and talking about the Korean culture, and we enjoy it a lot.
So my understanding is that this is a self-funded trip to Korea for all 56 of you. What are some activities or some things that you engaged in Korea?
I understand that you went to one of the palaces here in Seoul.
Yes,
tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, I think it was quite a great experience, because once again I could put on a handbook and I enjoyed it a lot. But it was very interesting to know more about tradition and history, how it used to be in the past in Korea. So we had quite a good fun.
Well, since you were there, I mean, we have a clip running for you, and I think we might even be able to see you in the footage right there.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit. You know, France is known for its historic architecture and cultural relics. How is it comparable to Korea? How did you find the Korean architecture and Korean cultural artifacts?
It's completely different from Paris, but the point, what I like in Korea, you do have this traditional and old style, very historical, and all these modern buildings, you know, and the mixed between the new style, and the old style is very interesting.
Yeah, actually, I'm really interested into calligraphy in general because it's really it's an art of drawing, and as a cartoonist, it's really near what I do. And yes, I was really impressed because it's completely different from the Japanese calligraphy that I know better. There's a variety of styles, and actually there's really, I discovered that there, and their own identity of Korean calligraphists, I think.
Right. So in my part, it's very interesting to find that your interest in Korean culture, it varies from pop culture to all the way to traditional culture. And I understand that you have your drawings with you
Yes.
of your K-pop stars, your favorite K-pop stars, perhaps?
Yes,
Would you like to show it to us?
Yes, sure. I brought some of my art. So actually, this is some drawings that I did for some K-pop artists. This is So Young that I really like for her style, actually. I think she really stands out. So I did two of her image for her latest music video, actually. Didum Songuro. And actually, this is more about my project for the K-pop band story. So this is not finalized yet, but this is kind of the first rough about it.
And I understand that you gave one of these manga pictures to one of your favorite musical icons.
Yes, I did, because the one which is missing is the one of Keep, the member from SHINee.
Really a dream for most of the group to be able to meet them, and especially to learn on that day that we're going to have our first K-pop concert in France and even maybe in Europe. It was very important for us, because it means that Korea is coming to France now, and more people are going to know about Korea more, and K-pop, and then about Korea in general. So it's very good. We are very waiting for this event.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for joining us in the studio today.
Thank you very much. 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
감사합니다.